Hey guys, it's BayTaa. Not that long ago I did a review for you guys on XDA for the OnePlus One. It's a great device that I'm still using on a daily basis, but recently I was able to get an invite to actually purchase the Bamboo back. Now this is actually one of the main benefits that we heard about when we first saw the actual OnePlus. They were advertising it and it came out, and it's finally available to be able to get, but again it's still available through invite. I'm going to go through a process of showing you guys how to change the back cover on your actual OnePlus. It's not as simple as you think it is. You don't snap it off like normal devices. And I'm going to also give you guys my initial thoughts of how does it feel like? Is it better? Is it worse? Is it better to actually, upgrade your device and get this, the Bamboo back? So the process is not that complicated. We need a few things to be able to make sure to actually perform this correctly. The first thing we're going to need is the SIM ejector tool. We're going to need to take our SIM out of our actual device. Next thing we're going to use is the headphone jack to be able to kind of make it a little bit loose. We're going to use this case. This is my Cruiser Light case. I've actually been using it for a while, and I just want to make sure that the new actual backing fits into my device. I'm probably not going to be using this for a couple of days while I'm enjoying the new back. Of course, we're going to need a new, well, not necessarily a new, but the OnePlus One device so that we're able to change the back on it, and of course the actual Bamboo back cover. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the Bamboo cover, and we do want to make sure to keep an eye out for the actual SIM ejector, SIM card. We do get a new backing, and this one is actually will be the replacement for the one that's inside. This is not made out of bamboo. This is made out of straight plastic, so we're going to keep this here. And it actually does tell you that when you insert it, and we'll remove the paperwork, you insert it with it facing back. So it will always be facing backwards when you put it back into the device. Other than that, when you actually look at the actual Bamboo back cover, and we'll do a quick comparison between the two, we have this plastic film or plastic sheet that's covered on the back with the actual sensor in the back with the two connectors. Of course, we have the volume rocker, the power button. We have a little bit of a gasket sitting on top of where the microphone will be connected, and of course we have all our normal separations and shock absorbers. So overall, it's very nice. Very, very solid. We do lose the cyanogen logo, but we do keep the OnePlus, so we'll go ahead and get that 1 second. So we'll put that in here. And they do also provide us with a prying tool, and then this will help us actually get into the process of going in and separating the backing. The actual OnePlus unit itself is actually very solid, and it's very, very well built. So getting the backing off is very, very hard without using the right tools. So the first thing we're going to do, as I said before, it doesn't matter if our device is on or off. I'm going to keep it on. I will use my SIM ejector tool to remove my SIM card, or my SIM tray with the SIM card. And this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky, so I'm hoping this is going to come out really good on the camera. You use the actual 3.5mm headphone jack into the device, and you use it to kind of separate, slightly separate on the top part of your screen. Okay, so by doing so, we had a little bit of a gasket there, so we're done with the actual headphone jack. Hoping you guys are able to hear that. And then you end up just using the pick part. And as you're going around, you can hear the popping sound, and those are the actual areas, and you want to do it slowly. And you hear and there's literally the popping pins. Those are your indicators that you're making the right direction. And then you'll see that it's actually the separation in the back will keep getting bigger and bigger. So, and as you get to the back, you just insert the SIM ejector tool slightly into the backing of the actual device, so you kind of separate the two front panels, well, the back and the front, and you just do it in the same manner. And kind of separates it in the back. We'll do it here. And overall, the process is not that hard. It just requires you to kind of be very patient and try to do it. So here are the actual backings. They look almost identically the same actually as far as the looks. The only thing you want to make sure here, and I'll try to make this very obvious on the camera here. So you have the two connectors, same area, the same sensor in the back. You have the two shock absorber sections, the microphone gasket. You have the same backing at the bottom. So you have the connection. The main difference, obviously, that we're going to get into here is the actual material that the two different covers are made out of. So we're just going to go do the sound test and then make sure kind of give you guys a real quick thing. So just from the sound of the way they kind of sound, you can feel how solid. You can actually hear how solid this material is. It does feel heavier. It's thicker actually in the way the setup it is, since this is really actual bamboo. We do lose all the FCC markings at the bottom, and as well as the cyanogen connector at the bottom as far as what it is. And we are left at this point where it's basically just this beautiful, cover removal tool. And we'll go ahead and put our device back together. And you want to put it in gently. And you're going to be listening for all of those popping sounds. So as you're putting it on, you'll hear all these popping sounds. And then you'll be able to get that nice flush feeling. And you'll see that nice feeling. And last but not least, we'll go ahead and put our SIM card back in. You get that nice color matching here where it matches the entire device. And of course, we'll give it a second. Sure enough, our signal came back and our device is working exactly the same. And sure enough, from a dimension standpoint, it actually fits very, very well. And of course, now it gives this nice cruiser light background of white lines kind of filling in kind of data-wise. So it actually looks pretty good. It still operates. So the installation process is really not that complicated. It's a few steps, but the main thing that you want to be really comfortable with is the ability of actually getting these little snaps or the little connectors that are all the way around the device, snapping on one at a time and making sure that you don't damage anything in the process. So just take your time and follow the instructions. The main thing you want to make sure, of course, is just as long as you separate a little bit on top and you can actually go around, you can go all the way around the rest of the device and then you'll be able to get to the same level. Overall, it actually is very, very nice. I have to say though that the actual device now is slightly heavier, of course, since you have a heavier material sealing in the back. And the camera itself is actually pretty nice, pretty kind of flush. You almost don't see it. I would almost say that it's slightly under the actual cover itself, mostly because of the actual cover itself being slightly thicker, I think. It doesn't actually affect the performance of the camera because overall the camera itself still has a wide angle field of view actually. Feels nice, very, very good. It actually makes me feel like I have a totally different device just from the sense of weight. It makes it slightly heavier to hold. It's not as slippery as you think it is. Actually, the material is nice and soft. It's not as good as the original backing where it's very, very hard to actually slip out of your hand. This actually does have somewhat of a smooth feeling to it. I like it. I like the fact that it actually works very nice with the device. I think it's very nice. I'm very happy, and I want to say thanks to the OnePlus team over from the Android Barbecue that was able to hook me up with an invite. I also want to say, hope you guys like this. If you have a OnePlus and you're able to get an invite, I think it's worth it. It's very nice. The material is very unique. Very, very few devices out there will have this type of look. It's a lot lighter than the coloring that I'm normally used to for my devices. I usually tend to go with the gray, blue, and darker connectors or darker colors. But I like it. I like the fact that it's simple, it's unique, it's clean in the back. All you have is the OnePlus in the back. And the device works very nice and it's very good. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as usual, like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys soon.